Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Ann Best. I'm a mezzo-soprano and I'm so excited to be here with you today to share some of my favorite French arias. This first piece is the Seguidilla from Carmen, and a very, very unfree Carmen who is all about liberty is trying to sing to Don José to get her out of being handcuffed because she's just been arrested. So she's singing to him about visiting this amazing place in Spain called Seville, and that's what she wants to do.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Capocaccia and I'd like to welcome you to the first of a new series of Syracuse Opera Coffee Houses. I'm here with Jessica Best, our mezzo, and with Dan Sato, our wonderful pianist. And I think we should start by thanking the hosts. We are here at the Onondaga Community College and Dr. David Rudari graciously hosted us, so thank you for that. And we're going to talk a little bit among each other about our favorite things, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you just sang these beautiful arias. Should we talk about that?
We should talk about that. We like it. It's great. So I did two of my favorite French arias. One was from Carmen. Should we start with there?
Yes.
What do you like?
Carmen was the second opera I think I conducted here in Syracuse as a guest.
Oh.
Very dear to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Bizet. Do you like Bizet?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, it's an incredibly sophisticated composer. It's funny because Carmen is so famous and so popular,
right,
that almost makes the composer look trivial. You know what I mean? Because everybody thinks, oh yeah, of course, Bizet. But it's actually incredibly sophisticated and very refined writing. Mm-hmm. And when you start, when I studied, because I always loved it since I was a kid.
Same.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I started studying it to conduct, I was, oh my God, look at this. This is written very, very well. No wonder it's so beautiful. It's not just good too. It's really written very well. I was looking at you guys performing it. And I was thinking about, at the very beginning, it's so tricky to get the color, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh,
even with an orchestra too, and
Mm-hmm.
you do miracles with the piano.
Thank you.
But I was noticing from the way you were breathing, it's like he's thinking about the chord.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, as a pianist, we're deprived of Bizet's output, but, just playing this music and thinking about those colors, it really, the exploratory aspect of it is what draws me to it. Because every tune is marvelous, and also the orchestration is marvelous.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. And as we were talking earlier about, because she sang arias by Saint-Saëns and Bizet and their connection, and to me as the resident piano nerd,
the resident piano nerd.
Yeah, it attracts me very much because they were indeed classmates, and they were both remarkable pianists. And Saint-Saëns, they, in terms of repertoire, they have this connection where Bizet did a solo transcription of an entire piano concerto that Saint-Saëns wrote, and already the solo part is so it's a handful already, and to do every part of it is just to think what Bizet could do at the instrument, and then just even to think about that and relating it back to the orchestral writing, it's something that pianists should look into, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so hard to translate an orchestra into a piano.
Of course.
Like it's the mechanism, how do you call it? The dynamic of how the sound is produced.
Yes.
So different.
Right. And just because these two composers in particular, I mean, of course, Saint-Saëns wrote prolifically for piano, but how could you not know about this music to play, his regular repertoire? And I don't know, this is just my superficial kind of response to when I hear Saint-Saëns. It's not the most profoundly beautiful, but then suddenly when you hear, the aria Jessica sang, I don't think there's anything comparable of that heartfelt.
Today I'm going to share with you a really, really wonderful French aria, Mon cœur s'ouvra à moi, from Samson and Delilah. It's one of the beautiful pieces that really tells about a woman that you might know. It's a pretty familiar biblical story named Delilah, who is trying to entrap Samson and take away his power. And she's doing this because her people are really depending on her. They actually pay her over 1,000 silver pieces for this moment because they need to be saved. And so she finds herself in a little bit of a predicament because some directors say that she may even love Samson in this moment. And we'll see if she does. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's a very, very beautiful and famous melody. Carmen is 1875, and Samson and Delilah 1877. And first of all, I think it's really fascinating too, this biblical story of Samson and Delilah not allowed on the stage like in England or in France. So Liszt had something to do with getting them their first premiere in Germany because of his influence. So they do this in Germany, not allowed in France until much later, and same thing at the Met, both of them until much later. And it's like, oh my goodness, these two women, right? And it's like, they're not, they're being who they are. But yet Carmen, who is maybe more of a bad girl than Delilah, seemingly so to this public or to the people that are in power, gets to be on stage. So I find that fascinating just as a historical perspective, because now we're like, these are just amazing stories, and why wouldn't you want to tell them to their full capacity? So
I just wanted to touch upon one thing though, you know, about the comparison of the bad girlness, and I was just thinking, you know, also linking to the idea of orchestration. When I first heard the aria from Samson, I would have never guessed that this was a seduction with an ulterior motive, you know.
Right.
And that kind of makes me think, you know, when during the medieval times when they would ban certain instruments for playing certain kinds of music, like a flute. Would be too arousing,
right?
You know, which is the Carmen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's sort of dangerous acoustic impressions that it gives, you know. But when you have the strings and that flotation, there's a kind of remarkable genuineness.
Yes.
That's communicated as opposed to that the sinuous kind of figures that the orchestra has in Carmen, you know.
Yeah.
So,
right. So you guys, you had met. Is this the first time you worked together? Because you were involved in the production of Candide, in the preparing the chorus, and
yes.
you were our old lady in Candide.
Yeah.
But you never got to play together, did you?
In the end, right?
Ah, right.
Yes.
Of course, because it was the.
We had a very unfortunate incident.
Right,
with
of course.
The original pianist, and then I got a phone call saying, you know, this and this happened. So we need.
Oh my God! How could it possibly?
Yeah.
That was an incredible adventure.
Yeah.
You were so gracious. You came home. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. Because I remember you asked me, and you said, well, you have an evening to prepare. And I said, okay, and you know, let me come over to your house, and we'll just go over the whole opera in the morning, and then we'll have you at the dress rehearsal in the evening. So.
But you are amazing. You
Yeah.
really are. That's why I thought of you, because I could have never told anybody else. You have 2 hours. Can you be ready?
Yes.
That was great. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, you prepare me for the real world. Anything can happen.
Oh my God, if you take me as preparation for the real world, you got to be in trouble a little bit. But that's it. But it's interesting because me and him have been on this journey since he started working with the company about exploring together what makes an opera pianist.
Yes.
And I'm not a pianist, but of course he is an amazing pianist. But so we've been exploring together how to put in words in a way.
Exactly.
What is that translates an orchestral score to a piano performance in a rehearsal. And it's been very interesting because working with you, I appreciate all the collaboration. Basically, it's exactly a year since we did that Candide.
Yeah.
And it feels like we are in the rehearsal process of Candide. If they told me, next week we need to open Candide, and I thought I had just dreamt last night that this all year passed, I might believe them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They could get me.
Yeah.
It feels like a surreal dream the last year. For me, I'm having today, looking at you and talking to you, this real sense of, wait a second, have I been asleep? Because it was yesterday.
I know.
Wasn't it?
That was the last full production that I did.
Oh, yes,
Right.
mine too, because the next one, they canceled in the middle.
Yeah.
So it was your last production.
Last production.
And
Yeah.
we managed to open, which was great.
Yeah.
And you after that, did you have any concert after
No,
Candide?
not at all.
So our last project together was the last project we all had before the pandemic?
I had concerts, but
concerts.
not a full opera. So and that was such a special production because
It
we
was.
were, I think our cast was just
Oh,
so
nice.
connected. We became such a family. So
And so how was
yeah.
the year without music? It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, we've learned a lot of new skills,
You did?
many new skills of how to record and do things, but there's nothing like being in the presence of people, I think especially missing your colleagues.
Okay, well then, thank you so much, guys, for
Thank you.
taking the time for this chat. It was so nice. Jessica, Bess, Dan Sato, and thank you all for, tuning in and making it possible for us to reach out to you, even though through that digitally. We're really looking forward to be able to talk to you in person and to sing and to play for you in person. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.